Welcome to day 16 of Parent Awakening series. Thank you for joining me today. Do you have any child that you have called stubborn, naughty, or troublesome? Or you even have friends, your parents, those aunties and uncles that come around. They say this one is a stubborn one. This one is the naughty one. Most of the time, when we call our children stubborn or naughty, they're actually strong willed children. They are strong willed. They are not stubborn. They are not naughty. They are strong willed children. And being strong willed is having a very strong sense of independence. My name is Blessing Oladimeji. And today I'll be talking to us on how to handle our strong-willed child. Most of the time, when we have a strong-willed child, we focus only on the negative things that child is doing. But like I said earlier, being a strong-willed child just lets you see how much independence that child has, and the child constantly wants to exhibit. Independent individuals are assertive, they are confident, they are persistent, they are determined. And the good thing about them is that peer pressure has very little impact on them if we don't continue to focus on their negative behaviors alone. I have a strong-willed prince, and I always say that he made me to read some books. I had to go an extra mile. Like, who is this one that is coming to challenge my territory, right? But that's the much effect that those children have on us. And trust me, they are amazing. Like, you just love to have them around when you focus on their positive sides. The disadvantage, if we don't handle it well, is that we'll now start seeing that stubbornness. We'll see the arguments. We'll see, why can't you just comply? We'll see the disobedience. That's the disadvantage if we do not handle the positive side and we constantly continue to focus on their negative sides. It's our duty as parents to work with such children so that their positive sides can shine more, can come out, and we can help them reduce the negative aspects that they want to display sometimes. What are the signs that you have a child that is strong-willed? You want to watch out if that child wants to do everything by themselves. When your child starts crying because the brother has helped that child to do something, really crying, you want to look at that child again and say, hey, this child, why are you crying? But that child is probably a strong-willed child. So they like to do things themselves because they love to be independent. They don't stress parents because they start doing things really quickly. They grow very fast. So there are positive sides to them, like I said. Now, how you also know a strong-willed child is, a strong-willed child do not like rules and boundaries. They don't like it. I remember one of my princes telling me, the strong-willed one, that Mom, I love our home, but I don't love the boundaries around here. Why can't I do what I want to do? Why am I not free to do anything I want to do? And I just answer him and say, a car has brakes. The car cannot keep moving. So that's the boundary that we set. Another thing another sign that can make you know this child is a strong-willed child is they're overly sensitive. So you can see they're independent. At the same time, they're overly sensitive. So they cry and whine a lot over very little things because they want to have their way. That's the child that you have a bottle of drink and you want them to share with their sibling. and they want to hold the bottle. They are young girl, but they want to hold that bottle because they love to be independent. So how do we settle things like that? Personally, I would just get 2 bottles and put it half in it and say, you guys have it, because sometimes I just don't want some noise and whining and drama around me. And the good thing about positive, strong-willed children is when we continuously focus and notice their positive sides. We have to notice the good they are doing. We have to focus on the positive, notice it, and continue to talk about it. Parents accidentally, unintentionally, can reinforce the bad behavior of a strong-willed child. And how can we do that? How can we get into that trap of accidentally, mistakenly reinforcing that behavior? For example, if your children receive little attention for positive behavior, when as a parent, you always tell them, why did you do this? Why are you stubborn? Why have you spoiled this thing again? This thing was here, you have broken it. And we never mention when they are good. When they're around us, when they constantly hear us report to our friends, telling our friend that this child is stressing me. Telling our parents on the phone, this child is stressing me. I don't know where I found this child. Those are ways that we can help them to become even more strong-willed and push the negative behavior forward. Another thing we can do unintentionally and accidentally is when we reward behaviors that we do not like. For example, you get to a store, you want to buy something, and you have taken your strong-willed child. And your child tells you, I want to buy this thing. Mom, give me this candy. Give me this sweets. Give me this chocolates. Give me this thing. Or they even ask for something they want to use and you're not ready to buy it. And the child starts crying, screaming, whining, holding you, pulling you. The moment you answer that child and give that child what they have asked of, remember, you're trying to cover shame. You're trying to reduce the drama because you're outside. But the moment you've done that, you have told your child something, that this is another way to get something next time. And these are ways that we unintentionally reward misbehaviors that we do not like. So when we do things like that, or a child keeps coming back after you've given instructions. So my prince that I said is strong-willed was always doing something. I didn't know it was just a misbehavior because he was being strong-willed. When it's bedtime and they've all gone to bed, like good night, mom, good night, dad, and everybody has gone, he will come back and he goes, Mom, I just came to hug you again. Okay. Initially, it can look like, okay, you want to hug me, you hug him. He can come back again and say, Mom, I just want some water. He can come back again and say, why do I even have to sleep? But you and dad are not sleeping yet. So when I observed it, I said, oh, okay, this boy is intentionally trying to stay above the rules and the bedtime rules. Why should I go now? So the way to handle that situation is you ignore the child and you send the child back to bed. And you tell that child, if I see you here again, you won't like what will happen. So you don't keep accepting. You want to drink water? Come and drink water. You want a hug? Come and take a hug. Oh, you want to sleep in my room? You're free. No. The moment you continue to do that, every night that child can form a habit of always feeling like, I will come again and I'll meet my parents and they would attend to me. So we have to be very, very careful as parents so we don't reinforce the bad behavior in our strong-willed children. Another thing that makes the strong-willed children bring up more negative attitude is when they lack adequate rest. When they lack adequate rest, oh my goodness, you just see how they act around. So sometimes you just tell them, you know what, go and lie down. I didn't say sleep, just lay down. And you notice that they don't like it. They are sad, they are crying, they are whining. Just lay down. You need rest. I'll tell my prince, go and have a bath. Just go and have a bath and just lie down. I think you're tired. You don't know, but I see that you're tired. And also, the last thing is, don't give them too much of screen time, especially with aggressive content. It has to be strictly educational things. And if it's something entertaining, 1 or 2 hours in a day is okay and not daily. Personally, we don't do TV daily. It's weekend, majorly they have it. So you should control their screen time. Once you've noticed that child is a strong-willed child, they cannot just continue watching television and just absorbing everything that they watch. Okay, I trust that we have learned something today and I have to go now. Thank you for watching, and I trust you're going to handle your strong-willed child better. Stop calling your child stubborn. Tell others around that come to your house, my child is not stubborn. My child is not naughty. My child has a strong sense of independence. Bye. Thank you for watching.